We now have an image which has been cleaned and is suitable for conversion. If you've jumped straight to this tutorial without watching the tutorial for cleaning an image, then please do watch that one first. It's really important that if the image requires cleaning, that you do that first. Many images will require some cleaning, even if it's just a simple color reduction. Okay, so as I said, this image is ready to be converted now, so we're going to click the Convert button, and that brings up these vectorization options. Now, we have 3 vectorization methods. If you're wondering what vectorization means, it's just the process of converting your image to vector, which you need to do for CNC purposes. The most common one you'll use for CNC purposes is outline, because we want an outline of the shapes. Technical vectorization, where we have things like OCR converting text in your image and so on, won't typically be used for CNC purposes because these are more suitable for converting technical drawings, for example, architectural drawings and so on. So let's choose outline. And what we could do is turn on the raster image in the preview by clicking this button so we can see what we're going to be converting. Now, we've got the vector definition slider here. What I'm going to do is just straight away hit run to run a vectorization. So this will convert our design, and it's complete already. I'll press the color button down here, which enables the colors of the vectors, so we can see this outline of the vectors here. We could even turn off the raster image on and off so you can see the accuracy. So you see how it's perfectly traced the image. If we chose somewhere on the sharp end of the vector definition, let's click run again to update the conversion. Turn on the colors. You can see how the vectors have followed exactly the pixel by pixel profile of the image. So although that's kind of the highest definition conversion, let's just view the vector image there, as it's following the pixels exactly as they should. In many cases, an image is quite pixelated, or as we saw previously in a previous tutorial, this is a JPEG image which required cleaning, so there was some problems with the image. In many cases, you don't actually want to follow it exactly as it is. You can see how this is quite jagged, and it wouldn't look great when you're cutting this out in the CNC process. So instead, what we're going to do is move this higher on the smooth end of the scale. Let's click run now, and we'll see the difference. So what you're doing is giving ScanCAD the kind of permission not to follow the pixels exactly as they are, and rather smooth them out. I'm probably going to choose polyline as my vector type outline, so you can choose the type of vectors you're going to create. Polyline is typically the preference for CNC purposes, and again, let's just go higher on the smooth. I'm ensuring that I've chose bias to curves. I'm also going to turn off identify circles. If you have that turned on, it will create circle objects, and we don't really need it in this case. So we can see when we're zoomed out in the preview that it looks like there's some vectors missing. Well, they're not missing, it's just because we have white vectors on a white background. So if I turn on the colors, you can see how they're all there. So just bear that in mind when you're converting. They're not missing, they're just maybe white vectors on a white background. Let's again move it higher on the smooth end and see what kind of effect we get. As you can see, we can just keep changing the settings until we get something that we're happy with. I'm quite happy with that, so I'm going to click OK, and it will save the vector results to the canvas. We're now viewing the raster image and the vector image together. You can see down the bottom right corner that we have the vector image being shown. I know that because it's got the blue icon, and we've got the raster image being shown as well. We could turn off viewing the raster image and go to View Vector Colors, just so we see all the vectors there. And that looks really good. I'm really happy with that. We've got a nice, clean vector outline profile of the original image. If we want to, we could zoom in, view the image and see the accuracy. So in the next steps, we're going to look at editing the vector image we've created and inputting some scaling information if you want to do that. Finally, save it out to your preferred vector file format.